car video games.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played iRacing online?
I have not. I know a lot of people that do.
That's what I did down there in Tucson. I was telling you guys last week. Yeah,
that stuff. I mean, I've been fortunate enough. One of our local racers has that set up with a wheel and everything at his in-laws' place.
Does he have the hydraulic seat and everything?
No, he doesn't have hydraulic seat.
Yeah, that just really adds to it. Yeah.
But you sit there and you're literally. I mean, I was the rookie, so I'm only doing pavement. I haven't moved up to clay racing yet. And I'm sitting there. Yeah, the same difference. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, whoa. Okay, so this is what it feels like.
I suck. I'm telling you right now at video games. I'm not excited about this whole challenge we've got going on at the Mile to Wild.
Well, we'd like to thank you for your donation then.
Well, pretty much. I mean,
man,
I am just,
between you and me, Joel.
I'm just not.
Corey's $20 is going to go a long ways at the Piggly Wiggly.
It might.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh?
Cracker Barrel.
I'm just not. I've never been a gamer. I was always outside doing something. But
I think he's trying to bluff us.
Yeah, I think he is too.
You know what? Honest to God, I promise. I mean, on everything I love, this is not something I'm joking about. I am absolutely horrible at video games. I really am.
I'm horrible at racing games. You give me other types of games, I'm golden. But racing games,
Well, here's the thing. I'll give you fair warning right now because I've had a personal experience with this on the racetrack. He'll take you out. Warren will turn you around.
Well, see, that's because you threatened to take me out.
That was just for fun. There's $40 on the line now. I guarantee we're both probably going to get wrecked.
Hey, remember, it's a sprint car simulator,
right?
So depending on how we touch, he might end up on his cranium.
And that could, and it'll probably be his own fault.
Yep. Let the games begin.
I love it.
The Moxie 20.
I love it.
What time? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
1 o'clock
Yeah.
at the Mile of the Wild swap meet.
We don't need to advertise this part of it. That's not something.
Well, he's doubling up here on the plugs.
No, you
right?
know.
Go ahead.
I already did.
Oh, okay. Presented by Steve Moore.
That's right. So, you know what? I'm looking forward to doing the show because it'll be I think this is the 5th year now. The 4th year that I've actually done the Mile to Wild. And for me, it's kind of like, it'll be the precursor to the unofficial start to race season because we've got the Jetstream Aqua Massage Race Car Show here at the mall just 2 weeks before race season starts. So this kind of, we'll be able to advertise the show there like Steve, did for us last year. And it was awesome. But it gets everybody together and we get to talk and we get to laugh and joke, share memories and see who's got what for sale and hear who's doing what. And, it's kind of where the
who's doing what is the big question.
Well, right. And it's kind of
especially with all the tracks.
If there's a rumor mill going, that's where it hits high gear. At that show.
Oh yeah, they'll be flying. Yeah,
and it's just one of those deals. It's fun to get everybody together. It's like being at the track on a Saturday night, and it's a fun show. I'm looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
ball.
So
we're gonna do interviews with live interviews there at the Mile to Wild at the Moxie booth. We'll have a booth set up. We will be doing all kinds of cool stuff.
Absolutely, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It is. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, looking forward to that and.
It's going to be nice getting together with everybody from the track. I mean, we spend 6 months out of the year with these people. 6 months, and then everybody goes dormant for 6 months, except for really 2 occasions, and that's the Mile to Wild swap meet and the Northwest Car Show, Northwest Race Car Show presented by Jetstream Aqua Massage.
Right. It gets big, and last year I'll tell you what. For me personally, I mean, Sandy and I spent 8 months working on. We really did. Working on that car show, and there was a little bit of controversy when we first announced we were having it because there was a scheduling mishap with the mall, and we had to change the date. After we announced we had a date, so people were scrambling to had to move it back a week, actually up a week, and it kind of put a hitch in some people not making it, which I get. Every day counts when you're trying to get a car ready, and we had 22 cars show up, and I couldn't believe it. I was just like, hey, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting it. And all the fans and teams that didn't bring a car that showed up here, again, it was like being at the racetrack.
It's a reunion, yeah.
It was really cool. And, for everybody that showed up last year, hey, thanks. And we're going to do it bigger and better this year. We've kind of talked about the surprise Moxie has coming to the show, and we'll debut that, which I'm excited about. I know you guys are too, and we're hustling to get that done, but it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to catch a lot of people off guard.
I think it will.
I really do.
Yeah, but it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a lot of fun too.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having 30. We had 22 cars. We're gonna do 32 this year, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys, your admins on Moxie Media Promotions, you see the conversations that go on with people are like, hey, in the last week and a half, last week, we've had
it's really picked up. Yeah.
8 spots have been reserved.
So how many do we have left?
We've got a few left. I mean, we've got enough. But if you want to get a car in, you better start turning some wrenches and reserving spots because it's going to fill up fast. Here's the thing: we have got. I'll tell you right now, we've got a NASCAR late model coming. We've got modifieds, street stocks. I don't know if we're going to have the sprint car back. We're going to try to have a sprint car here at least. I've been contacted by some midget drivers.
Rico?
No, not Rico. We're not quite that big yet. But I mean, it's been that could have went several different ways, but yeah,
no filter.
But it's gonna be cool. I think we're gonna have if you want to get your car in the show, we've had a couple local guys here in the Valley call and say, hey, I've got 2 cars. I'm bringing 2. Save me 2 spots.
Rico, if you're listening, there's no disrespect intended there.
Not at all. Not at all.
Only fun.
That's right. And I'm sure he would.
All in fun. Yeah.
I think.
But I don't know him personally, so I had to say that.
I honestly, I want to speak for Warren here. I think Warren's just jealous because.
Oh, I am. Aren't we all?
Rico's ability to handle a car, to drive one of those machines and pilot it through traffic, spinning a 360, even though he thinks he's not being cool, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I will never forget that as long as I live.
I wish I'd have seen that.
After all the interviews, I get back to the trailer, and here's the thing. There was a line of fans, and he's signing autographs. And I kind of, I walked around the line, up to the door where he was sitting. I said, hey, Rico, I said, look, I want to tell you something. That is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen anybody do in a sprint car. I said, I don't know how you pulled that off. And talked to him a little bit, and he looked, and I'm not kidding you. It was almost like he was, there was some passion there. He was a little upset. And he looks at me.
Rightfully so.
Well, yeah, and he didn't mean it. He wasn't directing it at me as being a jerk. He was just letting it fly. Hey, this is what it is. I didn't think it was that cool. And I kind of said, well, I get where you're coming from, and I wouldn't either, because it was pretty risky move. And I'm not gonna say any names, but the driver that turned him. Yeah. Let's just say that. I mean, it wasn't that Rico spun the car out. It was he had a whole lot of help, but. So I get his frustration, but to handle that car at that speed and do what he did, I've never seen anybody do something like that. I mean, the comparison, Danny Sullivan, yes. I mean, and honestly, in an IndyCar, that is 100% luck because there's nobody that good in IndyCar.
Yeah.
No way.
Not even Hollywood.
No.
No.
But it was, I'll never forget him looking at me and just saying, I didn't think it was that cool. He was serious, man. So I was like,
if you can see the look on Corey's face right now, he's doing a good imitation.
It was cool. But he shook my hand. He says, "Hey, man," he says, "Thanks for coming out and talking." And I was actually going to buy a shirt, and he was out of my size, so fat kid size at that point. But lost a lot of weight since then. I'm feeling good.
At least you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling better.
I get where you're going with that, Joel.
Uh-huh.
I think it went right over his head.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there's nothing to catch it up there.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That there is hold on 1 second.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he knows where to go. Oh, we're just got a setup situation here on the DEFCON 4 chip.
DEFCON 4.
Don't even know what that means, but I'm sure Joel will be returning.
Joel,
you
guys
have any questions, anything you want to talk to us, you can hit us up on the Crockers Cars call-in line. That's 503-862-DIRT-3478. Or you can hit us up on the chat line for the Swears Trucking chat line on the Spreaker app. You can email us at nwdirtnews@yahoo.com. There we go. It's been a crazy night with the notifications that have been popping up. So a lot of action on the Swears Trucking chat line tonight. Devin Patterson jumped in, Nakia Thompson. We've heard from Howard Ellis. Good old Tim Archer. He's a faithful listener.
Oh, yeah.
When Northwest Dirt News is on, we know Tim Archer's listening, and we also know that Todd Miller is listening. So he's one of those guys that always has us on, and we appreciate that. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind, race-wise?
Geez, I don't know. All I can think of race-wise is all the rumors that are going around, and I have to stop and think, Can I talk about that? No, I better not because it's just a rumor, and I don't
Right.
want to talk about rumors.
Speaking of rumors, I just got one in on text message.
Fresh off the
Fresh.
press. And it says,
I don't think I can say that on the air.
And look who sent it. Are you kidding me? Him putting us on the spot like that? That is something that I have heard. I'm not. We're not at liberty to discuss that.
Yeah,
Howard.
we can't.
We
talk
are not
about
at
that
liberty to discuss that, but we appreciate you sending a message in. So
I-
you gotta let Warren see that.
You know, we cannot confirm or deny that one, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the thing about us. We aren't going to sit
I'm
here.
not- yeah.
We're not going to start.
And you
feed
know
the
what
rumor.
Howard's doing? He's messing with us.
I don't know if he is, dude.
He is. He was here not too long ago, and we talked a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. There's a couple things I found out about that situation, but
Well,
uh-oh. Here he is.
nope. Different.
Uh-oh.
That's not a rumor.
Okay. Is that personal? Because this is work.
Yep.
See?
Dude,
you got to
I know
draw the
you're a
line
popular
somewhere.
guy. You're
Hey.
a popular guy.
when you have a face for radio, it just happens.
Well, that's true. And you, have
And
a
you
great,
do have a face for radio.
He does, doesn't
Why
he?
are you looking at me like that, Warren?
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
So, Warren, you have recently taken you were dealing with our powder coater on the cart situation.
Oh, yeah.
What are we looking at here? Because, we've got Dave Stahl's cart sitting here 90% ready to go.
Waiting on spindles for it and waiting on the powder coater on the rest.
And what's our situation on that? Because I'm ready to get on the track, and I'm ready to go door to door with
You know, I can't believe you're asking me what the situation is on that.
You talked to him last. You were the last one.
And you were going to call just a little while ago.
Don't put this
So
on me.
we're waiting
Warren.
on the powder coaters.
So it should
And,
be any day, but
yeah, as soon as we get the powder coating done, everything's here to put them back together.
that's right.
And we'll be going to Salem. I
So-
can't wait to see the boys in Salem.
Oh, look at Devin. Devin jumping in. And now we've got all kinds of people jumping in here in the swears. Oh, look at this. Nakia says Brian got her a Bluetooth speaker for her kitchen, so now she gets to listen to Northwest Dirt News while she
Hi,
does
Nakia.
the dishes. While she does dinner and dishes.
And you,
That's cool.
that is cool.
That's she. Now you want to talk about a racer's wife? Brian's pretty fortunate because if Brian doesn't want to race, she slaps him around and says, "You're getting in that car."
Yeah, yeah.
She lets Brian know.
Did you see her driver's suit? Or
At Vegas?
At
Yeah,
Vegas, yeah. It says what did it say? Crew or what
It-
did she put something on there? And I can't remember what it said now.
Yeah, I
Primary
can't
sponsor.
No, no, but she was cool, man. She was cooking
She-
hamburgers and hot dogs
she
for
did.
everybody,
She
and
fed us lunch there.
it
and
didn't
fed us
matter who
well.
you was, if you were helping or not. I mean, there's food. Come get it.
Yeah.
Well, and
She's very cool.
you can always tell where Nakia is when Brian's on the track.
oh yeah.
And I know you
She's
guys can hear
always there.
You guys can hear it in the stands and in the box, but I can hear it from the center when I'm hanging out in the
Right.
extreme truck.
Right.
Because you can hear it when Brian does something good. You know where Nakia's
That-
at. She's
that's
up in that skybox.
That's
yeah,
right.
And when something bad happens to Brian, well, I'm sure you can hear her in the pits.
yeah.
So you see, Devin Patterson here. I just had the text from Nakia saying she's a pit lizard. Devin Patterson says, "Hey, Crate Motor have something to do with that last text you guys had?" No, nothing to do with Crate Motors. No, we're not even going there at this point. No.
Are we trying to kill this rumor?
No, we're gonna avoid it. We're not
Okay.
trying to kill or CPR or anything back to live. We're just gonna chop it off right there.
Okay.
So, but
I want to get some confirmation or some denial
well,
on this
you
one.
got to work on it.
I
That's
want
your
to try
job
and
for
put
the
this
week.
one to bed.
There you go. You don't
Well-
have to get a hold of him.
You know, through all the rumors, I guess I could say I could make one statement that would be true and not a rumor about all the rumors. Is there's a lot of pissed off drivers
There is.
and car owners / whatever. One is one of the drivers I spoke with today, as a matter of fact, was really upset because the rules came out so late. You know, and because everybody's working on their cars, getting everything set up. This guy went and bought 64 tires,
Right.
had them siped and all that, and get them all ready to go, siped and grooved, ready to go. So he's on the ball, you know, getting his stuff ready, and when racing season starts, he's good to go.
Right.
Bam! Here comes the rule changes.
No grooving.
No siping and grooving.
Can sipe. You can sipe.
Okay,
but you
well,
can't
whatever.
groove. Right.
Whatever.
But you can't groove.
So he's got 64 brand new tires, that he can't do anything with.
Right.
Well, and here's the